right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unpack a skill that's quietly becoming one of the most powerful tools you can have in your career, especially now, in a world just dominated by tech. We are talking about emotional intelligence. So think about it for a second. I mean, with AI getting smarter every day, it can code, it can analyze tons of data, it can even manage projects. What's really left for us humans? What's the one skill that technology just can't copy? The thing that's truly going to set you apart and define your success? Well, the answer might surprise you. You know, we've always been told that a high IQ is the golden ticket to success. But just look at this. Research shows that our raw brain power, our IQ, only accounts for about 20% of our professional success. The other 80%? Yeah, that comes from our emotional and social skills. That right there is the incredible power of what we call emotional intelligence, or EI for short. Okay, so if EI is that big of a deal, what exactly is it? Let's get past the buzzword and really break down the framework that gives you this new, completely human advantage. See, at its heart, emotional intelligence isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's really the opposite. It's all about having the ability to understand your own emotions, to use them, and to manage them in a way that helps you communicate better, handle stress, connect with people, and, get through tough situations. So, the guy who really put IE on the map, a psychologist named Daniel Goleman, he breaks it down into these 5 essential pillars. It all starts on the inside, right? Knowing yourself with self-awareness, managing yourself with self-regulation, and then finding your own drive with internal motivation. Then, once you have that down, it moves outward to understanding other people through empathy and influencing them with your social skills. But to really get a handle on these pillars, we kind of have to understand the hardware they're running on. So we need to take a quick peek inside our own brains, where there's this constant battle going on. Think of it like this. Our brain has 2 key systems that are in a constant tug of war. You've got the prefrontal cortex. That's your rational CEO. It handles logic, planning, all the conscious decisions. But then you've got the limbic system. That's your emotional first responder. It's all about immediate feelings and that classic fight or flight instinct. And when our emotions totally take over, it's called an amygdala hijack. That's when our emotional brain literally hijacks the driver's seat from our rational one. And understanding that little brain battle, well, that brings us to the first and most important part of building up your EI, mastering the inner game. This is all about learning how to shift from that automatic, unconscious reaction to a deliberate, intentional response. And please don't mistake self-awareness for some fluffy, soft skill. It is a hard performance metric. Get this, a stunning 83% of top performers are set apart by their high degree of self-awareness. They just know themselves better, what sets them off, their strengths, and where their blind spots are. I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that blunt one-line email from your boss, or your computer crashes literally 2 minutes before a deadline. Your heart starts pounding, your mind starts racing, you're in an emotional spiral. The real question is, how do you stop it before you say or do something you're going to regret? So how do you do it? With a super simple but really powerful tool, the STOP technique. First, you literally stop. Just stop what you're doing. Don't hit send. This creates a crucial gap. Then you take a breath. And this isn't just about relaxing. It actually calms down your nervous system, turning off that fight or flight alarm. Next, observe. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Actually name it. I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling defensive. Just doing that engages your rational brain. And only then do you proceed with an intentional choice. It's like a circuit breaker for that amygdala hijack. Now, once you have the tools to manage your inner game, you can start to turn your focus outward. Because, real emotional intelligence isn't just about self-control. It's about connection. And in our world, that connection so often happens across the screen. A huge skill here is empathy, but it's important to know there are actually 2 types. Cognitive empathy is about understanding someone's perspective on an intellectual level. It's saying, I get what you're saying. But affective empathy is when you actually share their emotional experience. It's feeling with them, saying, I feel your frustration. You need both to really build strong connections. But this all gets way harder in our digital worlds. On a video call or in a chat, you lose all those nonverbal cues, the body language, the tone of voice. So how do you truly listen and practice empathy when you're basically missing half the conversation? For this, you need a different strategy. Let's call it the HEAR model. First, H, halt all multitasking. Seriously, close the other tabs. The greatest gift you can give someone is your full attention. Second, engage with them. Ask clarifying questions. This shows you're actually listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Third, anticipate their underlying needs. What's the unspoken thing they might be worried about? And finally, replay it back. So what I think I'm hearing is, this one simple act makes people feel so valued and understood, even through a screen. So why bother with all this work to master the inner and outer game of EI? Well, because this is where the ultimate payoff comes in. This is how you don't just survive, but how you actually thrive in the age of AI. Let's be honest, the modern business world is just chaotic. There's actually a new acronym for it, BANI. It stands for brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and incomprehensible. Systems we rely on can break unexpectedly. There's a constant feeling of anxiety in the air. Cause and effect are totally disconnected, and a lot of the time it feels impossible to make sense of it all. And in a bunny world like that, emotional intelligence is no longer just a nice to have. It is the operating system for resilience. It's what helps you stay calm when everything is going crazy, to influence people when you don't have direct control, and to lead with inspiration when the path forward is anything but clear. And just take inspirational leadership, for example. That's a core social skill. When a leader uses storytelling, which is a deeply empathetic act, to share a vision, it doesn't just feel good. It actually makes the information up to 22 times more memorable than just spitting out facts and figures. That is the tangible, measurable power of EI. So ultimately, as AI takes over more and more of the technical stuff, our uniquely human skills, our self-awareness, our empathy, our ability to connect, they become our greatest professional assets. They're what will define the leaders of tomorrow. And that leaves us with one final question. When the pressure is on, will you let your brain hijack you into an unconscious reaction, or will you choose to respond with intention? The choice and the advantage is yours.